Hello, my name is Liz and you're watching for Booking Out Loud. So it's Memorial Day weekend, so I actually get 4 days off for this weekend and I'm truly excited because I really need it badly. Very, very badly. Yeah. And of course that means a ton of reading needs to get done this weekend because I have some books that I need to finish before the month is up. I've actually been really good on my TBR, all things considering. I have 2 audiobooks I think I'm going to finish that I won't really add to this vlog just because I'm not really a fan of them and I just need to get it done. But hopefully when I'm done with those, I can pick up some other books. And on that note too, I'm actually very enjoying this one. And I'm about a third through of Parable of the Sawyer. Let's just go with Sawyer by Octavia Butler. And this is the first in the Earthseed duology. It's a dystopian, end of days kind of tale. It's really interesting how this story is being told because there's a lot of time skips, but it almost doesn't feel like time skips because our main character Lauren, yes, I'm a third through and I promise I know the main character, but our main character Lauren is growing up. I believe she was 13 or 14 when she started kind of writing in this journal or diary, and that's the tale that we get from this. But it's very personable and very, very upfront, and you're kind of unraveling the mystery that is her life, but also just growing up with her. I'm at the point where she's almost 18 and you're really kind of at the head. We'll see. Again, I'm only a third through this thing, but you're really at the head of how her current community is going to unravel and truly where she's going to have to fend for herself as a young woman in this truly desolate future, even though it's set in 2024. So we got 4 years until this future is come to pass, which is kind of a scary thought. But I'm really enjoying this. It's been a little slow going because of Sam, as he doesn't really let me read a lot, to say the least. But I'm hoping to get this done either tonight or tomorrow, more than likely sometime tomorrow. But when I get this guy done, I'm hoping I'll be able to pick up and then finish. One second, I should have gotten this prepared. Ugh. I'm sorry, that was an awful noise. But I have not been able to pick up The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson yet. This is the first book in the Mistborn series, and I am so excited to pick this up. I have been kind of holding off because I had a lot to do this month, and this weekend is going to be great to kind of sit down and digest this first book in this series. I've really heard nothing but good things about the Mistborn series and Brandon Sanderson as a whole. I have read Elatsoe, which is his standalone book, and I loved it. And so I'm hoping Mistborn will follow through and be absolutely amazing as well. I honestly don't know too much about this book or this series other than it's an amazing adult epic fantasy that everyone needs to read. So we'll find out. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it this weekend. It's a pretty hefty book. Oh, it's only 650 pages. That's not too bad. So we'll see. We'll see. So I'm hoping I'll get to this guy as well. And then ebook wise, I'm hoping to get to Elatsoe, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm not too familiar with this book, other than I've heard it's a wonderful fantasy about kind of this land, but set in an alternative to Earth, and it has Native American representation. So I'll just have to find out. I've heard, again, nothing but good things. So I'm really excited for this reading weekend. Supposedly great things are happening for me, great books. So I'll just get into it. Also 4-day weekend, can't help but be excited for that. Maybe some sleep will happen, some self-care, all these good things, some good cooking. It's supposed to be some nice sunny weather, maybe a tad too hot for me, but I'll get over it. Did I mention sleep will happen? Sleep will happen. I'm excited. I'm excited for this weekend. But I will check back in with you. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We shall see. There'll be some great Sam content in between all of this, because why not? And I'll just see you next time. I hope you're having a great evening. All right, so really tired, not gonna lie. I sense a wonderful nap in my future after I finish a couple chores around the house, such as life. And we'll see how Sam handles the rest of the day. But I did get a ton of reading done. I don't know if you can see the bookmark. I'm really close to the end of Parable of the Sawyer. I think I only have 50 pages, 60 pages left. And this book's really interesting. I can definitely see why it's a duology now, because this one is a lot more of Lauren traveling north and establishing her religion. And my prediction, I think she's going to find a settlement in this book at the end of it. And the next book is going to be more about her creating her religion. And if I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the next book's, I guess, problem is going to be. I have to admit, though, this book is extremely graphic. I don't know, I guess I never knew I would ever say that about a book, but it's almost too graphic, very realistic to me. Like end of world, end of days, dystopian-esque. I could clearly see society going down this path, which is, I think, why the graphic nature of this book is really disturbing, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. And I guess the resilience of Butler's characters, too, is true to scale, because if these characters didn't move on from their traumas, there would be no society. But at the same time, the horrors these people are being subjugated to, it's horrible. Point blank. But so far, I think I'm going to really like this book. I don't know if it's going to be a 5-star book. I'll just have to see how it ends. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I know I said I would start Mistborn right after I finished Parable of the Sawyer, but honestly, I got some book mail. I ordered a bunch of Junji Ito stuff, and I might do Venus in the Flytrap in between Parable of the Sawyer and Mistborn, because yes, it's a short one. I know I'll finish it in a day, and then I'll do Mistborn. But I'm feeling myself some Junji Ito this weekend because I want to treat myself. It's a nice long weekend, and yes, I need it in my life. But that is definitely Sam asking to be let out. So I'm going to keep this a little short, and I'll update you later this afternoon, hopefully after a nap. All right, bye. Sticking all of the sticks. Sam. Oh, look at that. All right, it is kind of late, so I want to make this a pretty quick update. I did finish Parable of the Sawyer today, and it ended kind of where I thought it was going to. I guess in fear of giving spoilers, I just won't say. Let's just say I really enjoyed the book. Very realistic dystopian, which is what I really do enjoy. Very graphic and horrific as well. It's the kind of dystopian where Butler went into detail on what humanity would be like if and when the world ends. You know, scarcity of water, food, money, and like $1,000 would only get you through 2 weeks for food. You'd go back to almost like a caste system where you're not working for money, you're working for food and housing, and then some places you're truly slaves, so on and so forth. And people are just churning on each other all the time, and there's no safety anywhere. You can't really trust people, and it's everyday occurrence to see dead and dying people and kids on the street if you're going to move anywhere. Not to mention catastrophic environmental damage. She doesn't really go into the hows and the whys, just the after effects, right? And I don't think it would have been advantageous to go into the hows and the whys, so I'm glad she didn't waste time on that. I do have my gripes with this story, I have to admit, and that's why I'm not going to give it a 5, and I don't think I'd ever think it'd be in the 5 category. But overall, I think it's a solid 4-star book. I'm really excited to see what she does for the second book and what kind of conflict and, I guess, resolution the whole series has for Earthseed. I don't know. If I'm gonna be honest too, the religious aspect of it, and I know it's all about Lauren finding the religion of Earthseed, but it does get a little too preachy at times for me. So we'll see how that second book goes, because if that second book goes even more leaning towards the Earthseed religion, I'm not sure I'll enjoy it too much. So again, we'll see. But a very enjoyable read, and if you are a fan of dystopian at all, this is one that you really should consider picking up. And then, like I said, I decided to pick up Venus in the Flytrap by Junji Ito before picking up the Mistborn series. This is one that just came in the mail for me, and I'm really glad I did. This one is another collection of short stories by Ito, and he has so many to choose from, so why not? This one is, from my understanding, so correct me if I'm wrong, please, Ito selected works for this guy. So it's the author's choice of 10 stories that he picked, and they're his favorites. And I'd have to do more research, of course, but I think they're his favorites, or the ones that mean the most to him. And some of these works are adapted from other horror writers. I think 2 or 3 of them. And they were great, honestly. Out of the 10, I've read one of them because one of them was at the end of, I think it was Gaio, which I've read before. And that was Amgora Falls? Amgora Falls? The Enigma of Amigara Falls. Smells close, but not quite there. And I love that one, and I still love it after rereading it. But out of the 10 short stories in this book, I absolutely loved 5 of them, and I enjoyed the other 5. I wouldn't say they're my favorite at all, and I don't think I would seek them out, but 5 of these short stories were absolutely phenomenal and beautiful. And this book in particular, I really, really enjoyed the color that was added to these stories. I mean, even just looking at the Enigma of Amigar Falls, I've read it all in black and white, and then in this book in particular, they added color. I don't know if it was Ito's choice or the publisher's choice, Viz Media probably. Yeah, Viz Media. They added color to a couple of panels that really made the story stand out more, and honestly made the story more horrific. I didn't know that would be possible. But yeah. Why I decided to read horror manga right before I go to bed, I will never be able to tell you, because now I have all of these disturbing images in my head, and I need to sleep, at least until I have to take Sam out. But so rating for this book, I think I have to think about a little bit more. I think short stories, to rate a collection of stories, to rate a collection of short stories is a little bit harder, just because there's some that I would, like, if I could just rate a couple of these short stories, I would give them a 5, hands down. But then there's some of these short stories that I'd be like, more like a 3, a 3.5. And so to rate the whole book, it's really difficult, because, like, do you just even them out? Do you take the highest? Do you take the lowest? It's rough. The other books, I think I took average. So I'll have to really think about some of these stories and figure out what the average will be. So in saying that, this probably won't be a 5, but know that there are some short stories in here that were 5 stars for me, and I would recommend without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. But once again, in saying that, I need bed. I need sleep. I did not get a nap today, to say the least. And it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Plus puppy. So, I hope you have a wonderful evening, if you're watching this in the evening, or, life. And I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully I will have read some of Elatsoe and some of Mistborn. So, see you soon. Bye. can't see him. He's adorable. Oh, I know, Sam. Good morning. Okay, come on. I know, I'm working on it. Shoes. Oh, how cute are you? Let's go. Come on. I did not film too much today because today was a lot about self-care. I did a couple of chores in the morning, and then this afternoon I enjoyed myself, and then I also got a haircut, which was really nice because I haven't done that in about 1.5 years. My hair has not been that long since I turned 20, and I got my hair cut for the first time, and I've liked this length since then. And then 2020 happened, and you know, things go to the wayside. So it's really nice to have my hair short again, and I'm really enjoying it. So yay for self-care, yay for things sort of returning to normal. So we'll just see. And yeah, now you just get me talking to you and updates. So the first update, I guess, will be Elatsoe. Yes. But that book it's interesting. I'm about, I think, 2/3 through it. I started it this morning and I was able to get a lot done. It is more of a mystery than anything. From what I had heard before, let's just get to this. So it's set in the United States, but like an alternate reality of the United States where ghosts are a thing, paranormal, superstitious stuff is a thing, like vampires are a thing. I really like the vampires in this book, or the way that they're portrayed at least. That's pretty cool. And you have this girl, Elatsoe, or Ellie, and she's able to summon ghosts of dead animals. Let's just keep it at that. And it's more of a, not really inherited ability, but it's kind of passed down through her family. And then the book really starts out with her cousin dying in a mysterious way, and his ghost is reaching out to her to say that it's not an accident. He was kind of killed, and she's trying to figure out the whole story behind that and what's happening. What I was under the impression into going through this book was that Ellie was a lot younger. And so as I'm reading this book, I'm like, wait, she's old? Or she's a young adult? She's not like 13 or 12? So that kind of threw me for a loop. And it's not bad or anything. It's just, it wasn't my first impression. And now I'm just dealing with it. But I do really like the world that this book is set in. And I do really enjoy kind of the fantasy elements and the paranormal elements of it. I have to admit, I'm not too invested in the mystery. And that's a problem because that's what this whole book is based off of. However, I still have 1/3 of the book to go, so a lot of things can happen. And then this evening, I finally picked up the Final Empire, Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn series. Love it. I'm about 100 pages into it, and it's a 600-700 page book or something like that. 650 page. Nailed it. I am enjoying my read so far, there is a lot to learn, to say the least. I mean, it's the whole process. It's said on the back of the book that this is about the idea of if the Dark Lord had won against the Chosen One, and it's 1,000 years later, right? And so Sanderson, in my opinion, has done a great job in this early part of the book to set up this dark, depressed world where you have incredible sadness, slavery, depression, inequality, winners, losers, and just the description of the ash that falls down from the sky and blackens everything in the city and in the farmlands. That was really well done too. It's just like it's a never-ending darkness, no matter if it's in the daytime or the nighttime. I thought that was a really nice touch. And then on top of trying to learn all of this backstory, you're also trying to learn the magic system, the allomancy, I believe it's pronounced. And I'm just getting into that. Like, it's going to take me this whole book probably to really figure it out. Yeah. And then, of course, all the characters, right? I mean, right now, to be realistic, I know 3 or 4 main characters. I mean, you have Vin, who is, I believe, going to be our main character. And her, I feel for her. And I think Brandon Sanderson is going to do a great job with her characterization, because she is at a place where she can only grow right now. Not that she isn't a strong female at this point, but, you know, she's gonna learn. She's gonna do some great things. I can just sense it. And then you have Kel, who there's a lot to learn for him, and I just sense there's gonna be a lot of tragedy in his backstory, and there's gonna be a lot to learn from him. Not to mention how powerful he is, and just his story with the pits, and just everything about him. And then, of course, I know Ren's brother, who's Ren? I'm gonna go with Ren right now, because I don't really want to spend time trying to find it. But he, I sense, will be an important character later, or I don't know, who knows. I just sense that he's gonna show up later and be something else, because he seems like a total bastard. I'm gonna put it out there. He seems like a dick. And then you have Doc, I want to pronounce his name as, which is Kel's friend. And he seems really interesting. We don't know too much about him other than he's Kel's friend, and he does not have any allomancy powers. Yes. Oh, and then you have the ruler. The Lord Ruler. Yeah. So that will be another interesting one to figure out. And then I just need to learn everyone else, because they all have powers or they don't, and all the powers are different, and all the powers are related to certain metals, and I'm 100 pages into it. I'm gonna have time. All right. But I really enjoy it, and I think Brandon Sanderson is going to do a good job on pacing, because it's enough where I want to keep turning the page, clearly, but it's also not like an information dump right out of the gate, which I'm not a huge fan of, if I'm going to be realistic. So here's hoping that I continue to enjoy this book. I have all day tomorrow, and then all day on Sunday. Tomorrow is Sunday. All day on Monday. I am really enjoying my weekend. It is so nice and sorely needed. So I hope you guys, anyone who's watching, is also enjoying their weekend. is also getting some time for self-care and relaxation, because let's be realistic, everyone needs it at this point. Or it just might be me. But I will see you tomorrow, and I hope y'all have a great night. Good morning. So I did end up finishing Elatsoe last night, and it was a really decent book. I enjoyed it. I have to admit right now, with my life the way it is, I really liked the dog, all of the dog aspects to it. But I also have to admit, it wasn't my favorite book. I don't know if I'd ever go back and pick it up, but it was definitely a very interesting concept. It was definitely an interesting storyline, an interesting mystery, and I did enjoy how it ended. So I think I'm going to end up giving it a 3 or a 3.5. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave it. If anyone's looking for that kind of mystery, or if they're really interested in alternate realities, alternate United States, I mean, that is going to be a book for them, but it just wasn't completely a book for me. Did I enjoy it? Yes. There you go. And then yesterday was a little bit more busy, I think, than I thought it was going to be. So I did pick up a little bit of the Final Empire. I only got about 50 pages into it, so not too much has happened. I mean, Vin did a lot more practice with Kel on allomancy, but that was kind of the basis of the last 50 pages. Let's just say me as a reader learned basically the fundamentals of allomancy and what metals go with what power, that kind of thing, and that was really enlightening. Am I going to remember all of that after those 50 pages? No way. As the story progresses, will I continue to be reminded? I hope so. So we'll just see. It's very interesting, to say the least. I really, really enjoy the magic system in here, and I think there's a lot that can happen with it. And so we're just gonna continue on with it, right? But in saying that, this is Memorial Day. It is my final day before I have to go back to work, and it's also my final day of vlogging, I believe. So will I finish, 500 pages of reading this day? I don't know. Have I done it before? Yes. Am I going to do it today? Probably not likely. I'm gonna do my best, but there's still things for me to do. I mean, I can't do nothing all day. I would like to, but I can't. So fundamentally, I'm gonna do my darndest, and I will come at you with probably one more update this afternoon or evening on where I ended up, if I finished it, if I liked it, if I didn't finish it, where I'm at, and how I'm liking it. But that's probably where we're gonna end up with this vlog. So I will check you out later. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day if you're in the United States. I'll see you soon. Sam. Hi. Alright, I am going to call it quits. It is pretty late, at least for me, on Monday night, right before work starts tomorrow. And honestly, I'm just really tired. I did get a good chunk of this book done. I think I'm about, I'd say 3/4 of it, which is pretty awesome, all things considered. It sucks that I have to end here. I'm not going to lie. Things are getting tense. Things are going. And I'm honestly very invested in this book. And I am so excited to get more and more into it and just kind of finish it. I did not think we would get this far into the book, and honestly I thought a lot of things would be different, but I'm glad that this book is going the way it's going. I'm really trying to talk vaguely because I don't want to do any spoilers in this vlog, but honestly I'm debating doing another video that completely talks about spoilers because there's a lot to talk about and this book is pretty darn awesome. It really depends on how it ends. And I see it going a lot of different directions, so there'll be some that I'll be happy with, and there'll be some that I won't be happy with, don't get me wrong. So we'll just have to see. But honestly, loving the characters, loving the mystery of a lot of things, and I've said this multiple times already, but I'm loving the magic system in here. And Sanderson's writing is just very well done, where it's very readable and digestible, but at the same time it just keeps you going. The pace is just phenomenal and you're really invested in all of the characters. This book honestly is what I wished Six of Crows should have been. Like, this is adult Six of Crows. And I am here for this above Six Crows, hands down. So I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to make a lot of people angry with that statement, and I'm prepared for it. But I can understand now why Mistborn is a beloved series, especially if this is the start of it, and I'm not even done with it. So there you go. But like I said, I have to stop this vlog now and go to bed. So I'm signing off. Hopefully I'll be able to talk about this book again soon. And I will just see you next time. If you've read this book, hopefully by the time this vlog is posted, I will be finished with it. So go ahead and leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts on this book were. If you want to leave spoilers, just like leave a little note for spoilers and I can talk to you about it. Because again, hopefully by the time this vlog goes up, I will have finished it and I can discuss it with you at length, because I think by that time I will be very happy to discuss it with people. Point blank. I'm already excited to pick up the second book and I haven't finished this one. So I'm in the mood to discuss, at least in this point in my life. But I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a comment, all those great things that I'm supposed to say as a booktuber. Yeah. But honestly, I really do hope that you enjoyed this and that you had an amazing day. And I will see you next time. Bye.